Yeah, you can do a countdown.
All right. Okay. Starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right. What's up, guys? I'm TGH, and this is Legend of Zelda: Link's Awakening DX. No wrong warp, no out of bounds, no save and quit. It's a pretty long category name, but basically it's full of those restrictions in order to keep us from beating this game in about 5 minutes. So ultimately they're a good thing. No wrong warp basically means pretty much what it sounds like it means. Wrong warps are basically transitions that take you to a different place than where the developers intended. Out of bounds in this game has a pretty peculiar meaning, actually. Out of bounds is considered more than one tile adjacent to a tile you can normally access without glitches. So keeping that in mind, we will be staying inbounds. First we gotta get the sword. Little damage boost off the sea urchin there. I don't remember what that guy is called. I know he's from Kirby. But that is one of very many Nintendo references we'll see in this game. So there's the first little bit of speed tech. You'll notice that on my way up, I'm basically clipping into every one of these walls a couple pixels. Basically, that's just a little bit of movement optimization. You can clip pretty far into some of these walls. And they will hold a much greater importance later in the run. They actually facilitate some glitches for us. Alright, so now that we have the sword, we'll go up into the woods and get the key to Dungeon 1. And in order to get that key, well, ordinarily in casual play, you'd have to grab the mushroom from outside a log cave. You have to take it to the witch, and the witch would make you powder that you could sprinkle on a raccoon, which turns out to be Terran. That blocks your way. Well, we're not going to do that, because that takes a lot of time. Instead, we're going to actually damage boost ourselves over a pit with the help of our friend Blastoise, who's going to be at the end here. We need those rupees to buy bombs, and you'll notice that I open the save and quit menu after opening every chest in this run. And that's to skip text. So this guy right here is going to help us. He's going to face up, first off. Here he goes. And boost us across the pit there. Ah. And that is called owl skip right there. So that's a frame perfect trick. What you do is you pause exactly 1 frame after opening the chest. And then buffer save and quit menu out of the pause menu. And for whatever reason, that allows you to completely escape the screen before the owl talks to you. And that saves about 5 seconds. Well, it saved me about 3 seconds because I missed it the first time, but... Alright, this is the funnest part of the run. That should be a first try trendy game. Let's go. We need powder to access D2, and that's about it. I'm going to be abbreviating the names of dungeons, by the way. Dungeon 2 being D2, so on and so forth. Alright, and now now that we have money, we're gonna go steal. We're gonna steal stuff. Excuse me. Like this shovel looks nice. Too bad he kills you though. He kills you when you steal stuff. We need the shovel for one thing in this run as well. Whoops, wide mode. I'll be doing that quite a bit probably this run. Opening the save and quit menu on the shopkeeper actually buys it from you, or actually buys it from him as well. For whatever reason. Okay, so now that we have everything we need, we're gonna head down to Dungeon 1. And I'm gonna kill some enemies along the way. I'm gonna kill 3 there. And that is going to come in handy later. Because one thing that's really dependent on kill count in this run, if you kill 30 enemies, you actually have a piece of power drop. Piece of power is an item, is an item in the game that makes you move about 25% faster. Actually, exactly 25% faster. And also doubles your sword's power.
If you have a second, could I read a donation?
Sure thing.
We have a $5 donation from Easy Games, who says, "Hey guys, first-time viewer and first-time donator. TGH really got me into speedrunning and into a whole community for speedrunners as well. His chat, his Discord, and his attitude is very positive, and it keeps making me come back for more. Thanks for being an inspiration." Then asterisk the animals. I assume that means kill, and kill is censored on this website, maybe? Or maybe that's a blank for you to fill in? I'm not sure.
I have no idea.
Well, I guess it went towards something. We'll see you later.
Well, thanks, guys. Okay, so now I have the Rock's Feather, which allows us to jump, as you can see. This is the most broken item in the game, essentially. It's going to allow us to do a lot of tricks coming up, especially the one I'm about to do right now, called the Super Jump. Essentially, I'll do it and I'll explain it. Okay, so we jumped over the key block there by clipping into the southern wall and basically tricking the game into thinking that we were jumping off a cliff by facing into it, jumping into it, and then facing away from it. And we used an arrow to face away from it, because they redirect your position in the air. That mini-boss was hard, by the way. Okay, here's Moldorm. Nope, turned away from me, that's good. Alright, good Moldorm. Pretty good D1. And you're gonna see me jumping a lot, like all over the place, basically. And the reason for that is jumping diagonally in any way actually saves you frames, because moving diagonally on the ground slows you down. It slows both your X and your Y velocity down a little bit. Jumping maintains that velocity. So you see me jumping diagonally here. And that's actually saving me time. I'm not just jumping all over the place like an idiot to to do it. Okay, I am even on piece of power count. Ooh, that was bad RNG. Now I'm 2 behind. So basically, I have my own little personal like piece of power route from D1 to D2, and we want piece of power to drop in a specific room, which is going to save us the most time. It's the first room we see enemies in D2. Okay, that guy behaved. That's good.
We have another donation, $20 from Mr. Cab, who says, "Just testing. Blank the animals, save the animals."
Blank the animals.
I guess that solves the problem. But if you want blank the animals to win, then donate for that and put it in your comment. And if you don't want that to win, donate for the other.
Alright, so we're in this cave to go save Bow Wow. And Bow Wow is going to be basically our friend for the entire run. And by our friend, I mean he's going to eat a lot of stuff. A lot of it will be good, but some of it could be bad that he'll eat. So he's going to eat the flowers in front of D2 for us, so that we can access it. But later on, he can also eat too much and disrupt our piece of power routing from D4 to D5. Or I should say from D3 to D5. That right there is called a flop clip. That's another clip facilitated by clipping into a wall. Alright, so piece of power should drop in this room right here. There it is. we use the menu to skip the text and equip both feather and sword there. This room's kind of cool. You just clip into that block to avoid that spark. Coming up is another really tough mini boss. Down he goes. Alright, so these ghosts in this next room, for whatever reason, if you stand really close to the edge of the screen, just slide your sword like that, or swipe your sword, they'll just go off screen. That was weird. Okay, so this room you have to kill these 3 enemies in a certain order. Kill a Pole's Voice first, and then the Keys, and then the Stalfos, and that was really good RNG. That room can be really mean sometimes. The Stalfos can just block you from getting to kill the Pole's Voice, but that was okay. And the D2 boss here has a really cool quick kill we can do. Okay, so wall clipping allows us to actually break this guy's bottle in 1 cycle. So we clip into the wall, throw the pot, and it shatters immediately. Ordinarily, it's supposed to take 3 cycles to break that pot. And then whoops, there we go. And then a well-placed bomb and a well-timed bomb arrow will take care of him. And that's D2.
Would this be a good time for way too many donations?
Sure thing.
Alright, we've got $10 from Draco Dan. Heck you, Tej.
Thanks, Draco.
We've got $2 from Lilat. Jay.
Thanks, Lilat. Another meaningful message.
Got $5 from Tina Hex. LADX is the run where TJH hugs the goat, right?
Yes.
I think close enough, right?
Yes. Yo, thanks, Tina.
And $20 from Be Excellent. Well, someone has to do it. Opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket, opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket.
Oh my god, that's perfect.
Bracket, closing curly bracket, opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket, opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket, opening curly bracket, closing curly bracket.
Perfect. It's helping me focus. Keep going.
Please don't.
You don't have to if you don't want to. Okay, upcoming is a really stupid skip. This is known as Villa Skip. So you pause and fall in the hole in the same frame, and that was actually pretty good. 2 buffers is okay. The thing about that trick is that you can only fall every couple of frames. I don't know exactly how many frames, but it's basically a global frame rule. And you escape in kind of the same fashion. Basically, you transition down, and there's a solid tile, well, a tile with a bush, that's kind of blocking you. So the game looks for the next tile to place you down onto. Come on, there we go. And the next closest tile is like way down to the bottom, which is why it looked like I was falling from the sky. D3 is a really cool dungeon. D3 is one of my favorites, actually. There's actually a pretty big skip in D3. And it's coming up soon. It's called the Dongo Skip. which involves a super jump, and you clink off of one of the Dodongo stakes in the next room. There's our piece of power. And it looks like this. Whoops. There's a miss menu. One thing about this game is, this game and the Oracle games are the only Zelda games where your items in your menu can actually move around. So menu routing is very important. Oh yeah, we gotta do it again. So there's another flat clip in there. Good. So if you miss menu, it can cost you a lot of time, because at that point you don't know where anything in your menu is anymore. So that's why menuing is so important. This guy... Okay, decent RNG. And a clean boss fight. Okay. Coming up, I'm going to introduce you guys to the wonderful world of bomb triggers. Bomb triggers are, well, bombs themselves are extremely broken in this game. If you move vertically, transition screens, and plant a bomb all in the same frame, some weird stuff happens. So what I'm going to do... Nope, I missed the first one. Okay, so that one saves about 1.5 seconds, but I missed that one. But there's a much bigger one coming up, and I'll be using a safe setup for it because you can soft lock. You have about a 25% chance to soft lock due to a bad subpixel. Using the more aggressive method, which is about 2 seconds faster, but I'm not going to be doing that. I'm going to be doing a 100% guaranteed method, which allows me to react and do something different on each subpixel. Because I have to leave the screen frame perfectly after performing this trick. Okay, so this is known as Walrus Skip. But we don't have Marin. Ordinarily, you're supposed to have Marin to do this trick. But we don't. So, we force the cutscene with a bomb trigger, with a bomb event trigger. So now I hold up, and I identify my subpixel, and I'm good. So I held up and right there, if you were curious, instead of just up. If I was on a different subpixel, I would have had to just hold up. And at this point, we can't use any items in our menu until we change submaps. So there's our submap change. And now we can come kill Lanmola. We actually never see Lanmola. What did I even do there? I think that's okay. These menus are kind of sloppy. Yeah, the Lanmola in this game is remarkably difficult compared to Link to the Past. I got really lucky with that fight. That was close. Okay, so now we take the warp and we go unlock D4. Doing something here called boots buffering. So I'm starting to charge my boots, picking up the rock while still holding boots. And by doing that, I'm able to dash pretty much immediately after picking up these rocks. It saves a minimal amount of time, but it adds up. Oh yeah, this is the point where I'm starting to really pay attention to what Bow is eating. Because they count as kills for your kill count, and therefore can influence piece of power dropping. Bow is not eating much though, so... But you'd rather get a late piece of power in D5 than a really early piece of power before D5, because D5 is the longest dungeon in the game, and it's a dungeon that you really want piece of power for. So getting it early loses you about 25-30 seconds. That's not good. Okay. I think I might have fixed it. My menu was a little bit weird there. Yeah, I didn't fix it. Whatever. So, our menu's messed up for the rest of the run. That's a trick called obstacle skip, by the way. It saves about a quarter of a second. If you're on the uppermost 2 pixels of that path, you can just jump past that obstacle instead of having to dash through it. Alright, we gotta grab those bombs. Ah. Okay, so D4 gets broken wide open by a certain jump. Coming on the way back, we're gonna jump around and up that hole that we just passed. Ooh, that was close. He almost bited me. So that's a jump right there. That's actually pretty easy with a wall clip. Yeah, my menu's totally different. So, looks like I might be menuing on the fly for most of the rest of this run. Which isn't fun to do.
Okay, we got a couple more donations.
Sure.
$5 from And a Warm Geek. It says, LADX was my favorite Zelda game growing up. Shoutouts to TGH and the community for being great friends.
Yo, thanks, Worm.
$5 from Tina Hacks for saying, I guess since the old TTS bot is dead forever, I can finally tell people the Wayawa meme was just spelled wee wee wee. So in that spirit, wee 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 wee.
Funny thing is, I actually knew that the whole time, but I never told anyone.
Apparently I ruined it by pronouncing it super wrong.
Yeah, it's actually yeah. Something like that.
$2 from Yo Necesito saying, sorry Rezi, good luck with this.
Thanks guys, thank you very much. Okay, so entering D5. We might get a late piece of power in D5 because we didn't get a lot of kills, but it should be fine either way. No, we didn't get a late piece of power. That's fine, actually. Not a great position, but it's fine. Okay, so at this point I'm already concerned about piece of power in D6, so I need to kill a lot of enemies to get that piece of power. Nice, that jump's frame perfect. Ah. Helmosaurs are the worst part of D5. Helmosaurs are the pink things with the shields on their faces. Oops. Wow, my menu's really bad. What should they donate towards?
Oh, yeah. You got it.
What are the incentives? Or what are some incentives coming up?
We have I'm not sure what order they go in, but we have 4 incentives, which are hug/ignore the goat.
Oh my god,
US
hug, please. Don't even say the rest.
Okay,
That's fine.
there you go.
Yeah.
Hug the goat.
No need to hear any other, for me at least. 'Cause that one hits home. That one hits home. Yep, again, just trying to kill as many enemies as possible. These Stalfos fights look pretty cool. Oops. Keep forgetting my menu's bad. So yeah, you can see now like how much time it actually wastes to mess up something in your menu, because I did pretty early on. Oh, okay. I was supposed to take damage there and get a damage boost. Oh, okay. This jump. Wow, okay. There we go. That jump can be a little bit weird. But it saves a lot of time to get that jump over getting the hook shot before it. Okay, so I haven't taken any damage on Piece of Power yet. I want to. I want to actually lose this Piece of Power before the boss, because... Oops. Okay, that's fine. Because all Piece of Power does on the boss of this dungeon is just complicate things. Essentially what it does is it increases the boss's iframes without actually increasing the damage that you deal to it. Stand on a certain pixel here, there it is. Then I will be able to just stand there and shoot him 3 times. And we get the hook shot. Nice. Funny fact about this game is that the only thing that we actually need the hook shot for is the boss of this dungeon. We can still complete the game totally fine using this game's rule set, or this category's rule set. If the D5 boss did not exist, we could do it with a hook shot, without the hook shot, I should say. Intentional damage. Oops. Tried to take more intentional damage, but I messed that up. Okay. Thankfully, this is the only point in the run where I have sword on B. So the strat for this boss is basically to just like hang out low in the middle and then hang out high in the middle and react to which side he comes out on. Wow, my menu is bad. Okay, whatever. Okay, coming up. D6. So we have to make our way through the Armos maze. And we're gonna hope that Bow Wow eats as many things as he can in the Armos maze for a couple reasons. One, it's faster. Period. 2, we want extra arrows. Actually, I mean, I'm gonna be doing the safe arrow route anyway, so it actually doesn't matter. I'm gonna be getting the pickup in D8. Since this is a race and not a PB attempt. So... But you don't need that pickup if you get enough arrows. But it does make the final boss a little bit tight because you do need a certain amount of arrows for the final boss. And if you miss one, it can become problematic. And these Armos Knights coming up always drop arrows. The third reason is Piece of Power, which I think I might be behind for, like, hopelessly behind for anyway. Okay. Nice. He doesn't usually eat this one. Nice. If Paolo keeps this up, I might just skip the pickup anyway. Okay. Good. That's basically my version of boot strats. That's not the fastest strat you can do, but it's definitely the most consistent. For me, at least. And it's about maybe 1 second slower than the fastest strat. If I had to take a guess. Thanks, Bow Wow. Oh, good thing I didn't get that. I thought that was an arrow at first. Acorns do nothing for the run, period. Bow Wow being an absolute bro. I think I might just skip the pickup anyway. I'm gonna have more than enough arrows. I'm gonna have like 19 or something arrows going into Bethel, which is the final boss that you need arrows for. And you need 16. You need at least 16. It takes 16 hits to kill him. Okay, so Bow Wow is going to eat this cutscene. That sounds a little weird, but yeah. I'm not exactly sure how that works, but basically Bow Wow eating that empty Sprite frees Link and allows him to actually... Oh, there's his power. Wow, okay. I'll be honest with you, I can't say I've ever gotten that early of a piece of power in D6. And that's the most optimal piece of power you can possibly get in D6. Okay. I didn't equip hookshot. Should still be fine. As long as I don't lose piece of power. Which I very well might. Okay, we're fine. Okay. Alright, so having piece of power actually means that I have to time this. Okay, I didn't time it right, and I lost piece of power. That's not gonna work. That room was a disaster. Okay, now I'm back to D6 as normal. So we can super jump up here and just basically destroy this dungeon. Another flat clip, and we're gonna perform a jump right here. That could soft lock us if we're not careful. I just had to make sure I got the right position there. We're fine. Okay, this is the best part of the run. Horse heads. Whoops. This is entirely RNG. It needs to have a 1 in 4 chance to land upright. So, basically... it's just the pure essence of RNG. Okay, and this is the worst. I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna go on the line here and say this is the worst boss in the Zelda franchise. You can kill this dude by planting 3 bombs before he even spawns, and then just 2 extras. Yeah, it's not a very stimulating fight. The funny thing is, that guy actually also appeared in Oracle of Seasons, and they did not fix the problem with his hitbox. Yeah, they didn't fix that problem. Okay, we're gonna attempt the bomb trigger here. And we got it, nice. So that was down, and transitioning screen, down, and planting the bomb on the same frame. These bomb fairies can be a little mean sometimes. Ooh, like that. That was actually my fault. If I had just cleanly gotten up there, it wouldn't have happened. Okay, so now, I didn't actually mention this, but we actually complete D4 in 2 parts. And the reason we do this, is to avoid a side quest with a ghost. A ghost comes to you after D4 and tells you to bring it to its house, and then bring it to its grave, and yeah, it doesn't let you enter any dungeons. Little super jump and clink off the P-hat there to easily get the Nightmare Key. And doing D4, or completing D4 after, completing D4 after getting the L2 bracelet actually negates, or it gets rid of that side quest. Okay. Okay, coming up is basically the trick in this run. Or at least the hardest trick to do unbuffered. Like, buffering it makes it a lot easier, but doing it unbuffered is double frame perfect. And if you fail it, you lose 30 seconds? I think it is. Wow. So you gotta go through this cave one more time after talking to the owl. The reason it's called Rooster Skip is because ordinarily you're supposed to go to Maid Village and wake up this rooster with the Frog Song of Soul, with the ocarina that we're supposed to have but don't because we skipped it. So basically what we do instead is do something called a hookshot jump across. We actually do 2 hookshot jumps across this pit. This big pit, which you could never make otherwise. And a hookshot jump is when you're hovering over a hole, which you can do, when you're hovering over, well, it takes you a little bit to fall down the hole. When you're over the hole, you can use the hook shot, and you have a frame to jump as it's retracting back to you. And we're gonna do that twice, and hopefully we get it first try. Nice. Okay. That's fine. So that trick saves just a pretty ridiculous amount of time. That trick combined with bomb triggers in this run completely gets rid of the need for the ocarina. And learning all the songs for the ocarina that we need. And just make a pretty long trek through this cave. And hopefully a Bow Wow will lead this cutscene too, we'll see. Nice, that was immediate, okay. That was actually really good. Wow. Alright, so for those of you who played casually, you might have thought D7 was a little bit of a nightmare. And it's still a nightmare, but not for the same reason. Oops. It's a nightmare because of the end of this dungeon. But the first half is pretty cool because we just do this. We bomb trigger the pillars. Whoops. And we never touch the ball that you're supposed to need to knock down the pillars with. So now all four of them are knocked down, and now what I think is the stupidest trick in this run. We're gonna do something called Goomba Surf. It's entirely dependent on a pixel perfect positioning and RNG. And we're gonna try it. There's not really any risk to it. It'll just like take a while if it doesn't work. So we stand right there on the Y coordinate and hope that this Goomba moves to the right, and he did. That works. So that completely skips the boss key. There's another strat to get around that room as well, but that is way faster. Optimally, that saves about 16 seconds. Okay, there we go. I hate running without an established menu. It's a shame I messed it up pretty early in the run, actually. And we kill Evil Eagle with bombs. What pace are we at? Whoops. Wow. Okay. What pace are we at? Based on, like, depending on final boss RNG, this could end up as, like, a high 55... I'm sorry, or somewhere between a high 54 and a low to mid 55, I would say. It's, like, okay pace. Oops. I'm a minute and 27 seconds behind my PB, but it's like, it's an alright pace. Yeah, this game is honestly pretty ridiculous. once you try to optimize, it's wow. Because the game is so RNG heavy because of stuff like that, because of stuff like Villa Skip early on in the run. Even Moblin Skip, even though that's really early. Moblin Skip is the trick right at the beginning of the run where we damage boosted over the pit to get the D1 key. And... whoops. That's not what you're supposed to do there. Okay, so now we're making our way to D8. And we're also going to open D8 with a bomb trigger. Because we're supposed to use the Frog Song of Soul. Nice piece of power. That's going to help me get to D8 a lot quicker, dude. So's that. Okay. Frickin' piece of power. Okay, D8 is pretty cool, actually. Except for the boss. I see no need to to get this pickup. I'm gonna have 20 arrows. I think 20 arrows is fine. I'm honestly more concerned about bombs and arrows. That sideways block push, by the way, it saves only a little bit of time. That was cool. This room kind of bodies me sometimes. There we go. Alright, so, fun fact about this fight. In the original Link's Awakening, which was released 5 years earlier, they don't really have an established rule set for out of bounds like this game does, so you can actually skip this mini-boss by stepping on a certain tile, or by super jumping over the blocks below me, and getting onto that tile to the right of where I just was. Alright, so now we make our way upstairs to fight the mini-boss, get the boss key. Alright, didn't clink off cue ball, that's good. Yeah, you can actually jump while you're sliding the sliding block puzzle around. But it's kind of limited as to like which direction you can jump in. You can only jump in the direction which you were facing when you push the block. Or that weighs heavily on it. Alright, so doing that lava jump, so we paused and landed in the lava on the same frame, and that actually pushed us a pixel lower. It allowed us to land in the lava and jump out of the lava. Hothead is bad. Bad boss. Okay. And that's D8. We got it, boys. Do we have enough arrows? Yeah, I think we do. I think we have enough arrows. We have 20. We need 16, we have 20. Is that good enough? Last year, shoutouts to the last Speedrun to Change the World marathon. I ran this category again, or for the first time in the marathon, and actually ran out of arrows because I forgot to pick up in D8. I forgot the pickup in D8, and I ended up having like 13 arrows, and so I hit Deathel with the first 13 arrows and then got the last 3 hits with bombs, which is impossible to do. Impossible because you need to get lucky as hell to do it. If anybody remembers that, I don't know, yeah. And we opened the egg with a bomb trigger as well. Okay, so basically all you need to know about the final boss is that it's almost 100% RNG. There can potentially be an infinite amount of times worth of RNG on this final boss because Aghanim is a thing. For those who've played Link to the Past, Aghanim makes a return in this game. And basically what the final boss is a culmination of, like, I guess memories of bosses that Link has faced, called the Nightmare. There's a path in this egg that always works, by the way. Left, left, up, right, right, up, left, up. We can bomb trigger the text by just kind of mashing bombs. And this quick kill is RNG dependent, based on which direction the blob moves, and we got it. Okay, good. Alright, so that's the blob quick kill. That saves about 8 seconds. Aghanim. The first 2 are free. The next 2, he takes 4 hits. The next 2 are a 50-50 shot. He can either give you this ball that you can reflect back at him, or something called a blue ball, which is basically a recycled name from Link to the Past because they're not actually blue. So that's a blue ball. Theoretically, Aghanim can give you an infinite amount of blue balls. That actually was really dumb of me. I should have shifted my X pixel. There's 3 blue balls. Okay, there's one. We're in there. Nope. That's 4 blue balls. Alright, there we go. Okay, Moldworm. You can stun lock this guy. Like so, and then mash pretty rhythmically to stun lock him and beat him that way. Whoops. That wasn't good. Okay, now for the final phase, known as Deathel. The funny thing about this guy is that every other boss Link has faced in his time in the Zelda franchise, this guy is really nowhere else to be found in the entire franchise. I don't understand what this guy's deal is. Basically, he takes 16 arrows, and he can take his sweet time opening his eye. You can get as many as 4 hits in, which I've done 3 times and 4 times. Okay. And that's the run. Is that a 54? Yeah, that's 54. And time. And that is Link's Awakening DX.
Yo,
Yo.
good stuff.
Nice.
54, 58 on our side here.
Yep, that's what I got too.
The sync.
Wow, the first time Rizzy stopped the timer right.
Ah,
I'm just glad we had enough arrows, to be honest.
dude, you did the thing correctly.
We did the thing. We didn't get the arrows, but we didn't need to, so it's fine. Well, thanks for
Nice
watching,
work.
guys. Appreciate that. And Rezi, thank you again for
Thank you. That was
for-
a good run.
for putting this marathon on for a good cause.
Thank you, thank you. Up next, we've got Mr. Cab with Uniracers all courses, and it's the start of the vehicles block, the most bestest block to ever exist. I hope you guys are hyped for this, and we'll be back in a couple minutes after we get set up. Thank you again.